Ezra, they're proud. They are proud of this. We've seen Klaus Schwab, the boss, saying, we've penetrated the cabinet. They are absolutely proud of what they've accomplished because they've managed to form a global government.
Ezra Levant here in Davos, Switzerland. This is the second time Rebel News has dispatched reporters here. The last time was last May. But of course, it's January now, which is when they normally meet. We're back. I'm here for the first time. Avi Yamini, our star from Australia, is here. He's doing a great job already. And our newest reporter from the UK, Callum Smiles, is here. But we have an extra guest, too, who doesn't work for Rebel News, but he's joining us on our citizen journalism project. His name is Calvin Robinson. He's with GB News in the UK. We've talked before as a guest on my show via Skype. It's great to see you in person. Calvin, welcome.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Well, it's really nice to have you here. It's sort of exciting to meet up in a jet-set town like this.
Well, I know. The thing is, it's a remote town, isn't it? It's hidden away. It's very exclusive. The only reason you be here is if you know what's going on, if you're invited here. I think that's why they hold it here, isn't it? It's to keep it away from the normal folk and to keep everything behind closed doors. It's a bit secretive. It's a bit shadowy.
Well, and they make it hard to get here because, I mean, it's far away and you have to journey anyways, but the town is fairly locked down. All the hotel rooms are booked by the World Economic Forum itself. So if you're not on their list, you've got to stay a town or two away like we are. We're in sort of a legit cabin half an hour's drive away, which isn't terrible. There's other reporters staying an hour away.
But we've already seen how the elite get here today, haven't we? We went to the private airport where the jets fly in, then they get the helicopter over here, and everyone's very escorted in their black SUVs. It's very much a process that they're all very familiar with, and it's very much set up for them exclusively. I don't think there are many people in this town, actually, that aren't here for Davos.
And part of me believes in privacy, and if you've earned wealth, spend it however you like, except for these folks have plans for you and me. It's like an unelected government, and I don't want to sound too conspiratorial, but that's how they talk. They talk about mastering the future. They talk about revising our concepts of citizenship. They talk about governance. But these are not elected people, so they're acting like a government without the checks and balances of a government that we demand.
But even worse than that, some of them are elected, but not elected for this position that they find themselves in. They meet up together, they're colluding, they're lobbying each other. And of course, when you put the most influential, most powerful, the richest people in the world in one room together, of course they're going to be looking after their own vested interests before ours. And then they get out there and say, this is for you. You know, you will own nothing, you will be happy. I want to ask them, that's why I'm here. I want to ask them, okay, so who will own everything? If I own nothing, who will own it all? I don't think I'll be as happy as you.
Well, you know what? BlackRock, one of the largest funds manager in the world, has a big pavilion here. I just can't get over that because the people are saying you'll own nothing. I think they have $10 trillion in assets under management. They are owning everything. They
do own everything. BlackRock are already invested in everything, every single aspect of our lives. They've got money in it. They are controlling us behind the scenes, essentially.
Now, here's the thing. We're here to ask people things, to observe with our eyes, to try and get some firsthand information. We're limited because we're not allowed into their secret sessions, but they actually do live stream some of it. They post video clips. Their boss, Klaus Schwab, has published books, including one called The Great Reset.
Ezra, they're proud. They are proud of this. We've seen Klaus Schwab, the boss, saying, we've penetrated the cabinet.
The young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina, and so on, that we penetrate the cabinet.
They are absolutely proud of what they've accomplished because they've managed to form a global government. They're almost creating a global state. You know, as you arrive at the airport, it says, welcome, World Economic Forum, the global state, something rather. They're using the language. They're putting it all out there, and they're telling us what they're doing.
Yeah, they use the word global citizenship. They're replacing your British citizenship, my Canadian citizenship, with their global citizenship, which actually doesn't really mean anything.
And I'm a Brit. I'm an Englishman. I belong to England. I belong to Great Britain. And my nationhood is important. I don't want that stripped away from me by my own politicians or any other politicians, no matter where they come from. And I want to ask the people who are here, I want to say, do you believe in the nationhood? Do you believe in the nation state? Or are you a globalist? Do you think we'd be all better off getting rid of our borders? And if so, how do I vote against it?
there's a lot of fact checking done whenever you talk about the World Economic Forum. And of course, fact checkers, I call myself a fact checker. I check my facts all the time. I'm here to check facts. But those who call themselves official fact checkers are often just PR men of 2023. They're called fact checkers now. They try and say that any criticism of the World Economic Forum is a kind of conspiracy theory, but it is happening. Like, this secret conclave is happening. The pay-to-play of expensive lobbyists and businesses is happening. You can buy your way in to Davos if you have enough money. Their plans to, as you say, penetrate the cabinets. It is happening. I think that the fact checkers either don't know what's going on or they're just plain out lying. I think that, I always say, don't make up facts for a conspiracy. The crazy stuff is already just out there. I say to our reporters at Rebel News, the world is crazy enough as it is. You don't have to go beyond what you can see and hear. This meeting is so crazy. If ordinary people just saw what they were saying and doing, that would be enough to get them mad.
Ezra, there's two sides to that. The fact checkers. First of all, look at who the fact checkers are. Usually it's PA, usually it's Reuters, usually it's someone who is heavily invested in the World Economic Forum. So they're doing their own inside checking. So that doesn't work, first and foremost. So do your own checking. Be independent. Look up the facts for yourselves. But secondly, the term conspiracy theorist, it's a derogatory term used to shut people down, used to shut down debate. And when did it start? After the JFK shooting. And we've since found out very recently that actually, yes, the CIA was heavily involved in the shooting, in the situation around JFK. And they used the word, first and foremost, conspiracy theorists, in order to shut people down and to stop people from talking about a very important issue. And we see it more and more lately. Whenever there's something around COVID, vaccines, lockdowns, something that governments and big business are heavily invested in, and they don't want us talking about or doing our own fact-checking, they call us conspiracy theorists in order to close us down and make us look like loons, and we're not.
In fact, it's sort of conspiracy theorists of a year ago are now the prophets of today. I mean, so many of the things during the lockdown and the pandemic that struck ordinary people as odd, oh, you shut up, that's a conspiracy theory. A lot of those things have been borne out in the end. It's a real information battle, and Alex Jones is being called a conspiracy theorist, but he came up with certain concepts, an info war. There's a battle on for your mind. I really feel like some of those concepts are coming true here. Last question, just for folks who want to get to know you better and follow you. I mentioned you're on GB News, and you can download the app. I have the app on my phone, even though I'm in Canada. It works great over there. Is there a website, or tell us a little bit about your show, or is there something you're working on you want to tell our viewers about? A lot of our viewers are in Canada, but we do have viewers around the world too.
Absolutely. So first of all, if you are in Canada or wherever you are, online on YouTube and on the app, we have a GB News app. My show is on at 3 p.m. GMT, but you can catch it later. But the best thing to do is look me up online. It's calvinrobinson.com. I've got a Substack where I'll be posting video footage of our trip here, and I post a lot of articles on there too. And all my social media is pretty much Calvin Robinson.
Well, there you go, Calvin. It's great to see you here. It's really fun to hang out with you in person because I'm a fan from afar. So to spend some time with you is just really great. So Calvin's here on his own behalf. We have no editorial control over him. It's just a pleasure to work alongside him. And of course, from the Rebel News side, we've got Avi and Callum and camera people and editors. So we've got a whole team, and we've crowdfunded our economy class travel here. I'm not going to ask Calvin to describe.
Where's the private jet?
We have a rather rustic Airbnb where we're all stacked in sort of like a frat house. It's a little bit cheek in jowl, if I'm using the phrase right. But you know what? We're here on a mission to shine a light of public scrutiny on things. We're going to catch up with Avi Yamini and the team now. It's a little chilly out here, so I'm going to put on my gloves. For all of our reporting, go to wefreports.com. We'll embed all of our vids. And Calvin, if I see your stuff on Rumble or YouTube, we'll put it on wefreports.com too, just so more eyeballs get to it. Thanks for your support, everybody. We'll give you more reports later in the day.